Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone, and I know it's late in the year, but Happy New Year and happy 15K to me, and let me tell you where I've been. I know how y'all do, so before you jump down my throat, just let me tell you what happened. So first of all, Happy New Year, and I had a Happy New Year. I had me some Prosecco, like damn near a whole bottle, to bring the new year in, right? So and that's my business. Don't judge me. Be careful judging me. They're jumping on judges these days. And then on top of that, I went to bed with my subscriber count saying 14,999 on New Year's Eve. Don't y'all know I woke up to 15,000 exactly on New Year's Day? I said, won't he do it? So I had me some more Prosecco to celebrate that. And then somewhere in the midst of me and all my Prosecco and my celebrating, I got some kind of sinus infection. That was a headache from hell. Now, while I'm trying to deal with that, Katt Williams done come down to the internet and whooped everybody ass. He said, you know what I'm going to do? I know how I'm going to start the new year off. I'm going to tell the truth and shame the damn industry. That's what I'm going to do. Now, I watched the interview, and once I was able to unclutch my pearls and pick my jaw up off the floor, I came down here to talk to y'all about it. Now, as soon as I sit down to talk to y'all, here's somebody come calling me with their non-emergency emergency. Now I got to get dressed, to get up and go outside my house in the cold. I'm halfway to the non-emergency just for them to call me. I figured it out. And you know how it be a real small straw that break the camel's back? That was the straw that's breaking me into my villain era. I don't give a damn no more. I am in my no is a full sentence era as of right now. I was so pissed off. You know how you be in the spirit to do something, you excited to do something, somebody come and piss you off, just throw you completely off, and you don't want to do that shit no more? That's what happened. So I had to gather myself, so I didn't come down here and act a Katt Williams. So here I go. I got me a drink and stuff. I ain't had no yak, but I had me some Jack, so we gonna go with that. But I just had to come down here to talk to y'all about it one way or another. And then there's so much other going on. The ladies from Married to Medicine, job, they are whooping each other ass. Martell done took his ass to jail. He round there with Ike Turner charges and shit. What is you? What you done whoop? Then we got Taraji and her movement. Taraji is running the civil rights movement, trying to get us our rights. Child, it's a time down to this internet, but let's just get into it. Before we do, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. If you are not a part of the 15,000 subscribers, talk to me nice. You see I'm famous. And of course, I gotta shout out my super thanksters. Delicia Dismuke, Yvette Greer, Tech Mama, yep, I said it, and Tanya Fuller. I love y'all. Thank y'all. Now, I might not go in the order that I listed everything. I'm gonna just tell you the stuff as it's on the top of my mind, because y'all know I'm just in the middle of minding people business, and I want to get it off my chest. So I want to tell y'all what's on my mind before I forget. First of all, what the hell Martell done did? Just why is you going to jail for whooping somebody ass? And then the motherfucker is smiling at his mugshot. If you done go around and knocking Ariane here between the wash and the dryer, you need your ass whooped. And Ariane, if you need help, you need to blink twice. You come down to the internet and tell us every damn thing else. If you round and knocking your head between the cabinets, come tell somebody something so they can get you the help you need. Because while I don't like the girl, I don't care for she comes down to the internet and say, whooping the lady ass ain't never okay. I ain't saying he did it. I ain't saying he didn't do it. I wasn't there. I don't know nothing. He is innocent until proven guilty, but I don't put nothing past nobody. Now, while he was smiling in his damn mugshot, I refuse to believe that this is some sort of publicity stunt for this show or for a storyline. Something got to be going on. And the links and stories and articles I saw, I didn't see a bunch of details. If y'all know what's going on, if y'all know who Ike done dragged by the edges, y'all can come tell me. At this point, Love and Marriage Huntsville is far more detrimental to everybody that's on it and everybody that watches it than it could ever be good. Moving on to the ladies of Married to Medicine. Now, I got to catch up on this week's episode, but I was scrolling through the internet, minding other people's business, and I saw these heifers fighting all up and down the streets and back alleys of the internet. They supposed to be watching the show, commenting on the show, getting people interested in watching the show. They down to the internet about to whoop each other. Heavenly is on the internet in her robe and her bonnet. Sweet Tea got back up to hold her back from jumping through her phone at her house. Phaedra just in the house with her wig, happy to have a job on TV, trying to referee this damn fight. Toya sitting there laughing, kiki, and drinking her damn wine because this is her kind of carrying on. These heifers got to arguing about what? I don't know. I wasn't even paying attention. All I know is I'm scrolling, I see them, they talking about something, everybody over talking each other. Next thing I know, Sweet Tea and Heavenly yelling at each other about who need to mind whose business, whose marriage ain't, who can go to hell. Heavenly told that girl to go to hell, and that girl told her, your mama down there got it. And Heavenly turned around and said, well, my mama in hell got a better chance of having a baby than you. I just, well, damn. Heavenly said, I don't get all the shit you want to do. I got a business, a husband, and 3 babies. What you got? Now, I done dragged Heavenly the other day for coming down to this internet with Carlos, talking about that girl and all her fertility issues. Well, now the gloves is off, and I ain't got nothing to say to nobody. They gonna whoop each other. Child, my sister sent me the screenshot from Twitter where somebody told Heavenly, that girl done talked about your dead mama. You got to whoop her ass. Heavenly retweeted and said, I ain't worried about that. I'll leave that to Dr. G. Girl, Heavenly told Sweet Tea, I heard your husband been calling Quad. Quad down to the internet saying, don't put me in that shit. Stop putting me in that bullshit. Y'all don't talk to me like that. Y'all said y'all don't want to be my friend. Stop using my name to try to upset people. She said, I really do not like it when people try to upset Sweet Tea by throwing my name in the mix. I ain't talked to Greg. Greg ain't called my phone. I don't think he got my damn number, so don't put me in that bullshit. Now, moving on, we know that Monique has been telling us for years on end about the pay disparity that has primarily affected Black women in Hollywood. She has been a singular voice fighting against the machine for a very long time. A lot of people have labeled Monique as difficult and problematic and the common denominator, but after she planted the seed, here comes Taraji to water it with her tears. So Taraji has been in the press promoting the color purple and letting us know that she tired of the bullshit. That even on this production that was headed by the Black woman in media, I'm not getting my just due. Now, personally, I believe everything Taraji has said. I believe every tear she has cried. I believe Monique. Personally, I think if you got enough experience in corporate America, you know they ain't lying. Now, once Taraji has lodged her complaint, she's launched this movement. Here they come to dismantle it. And the best way to dismantle it is to get her peers to say that they don't have that same experience. So here you have the likes of Vivica Fox and Fantasia Barrino who are giving their commentary on the issue. And they're basically saying that, yeah, we stand with our sister, but we don't. When asked, Vivica said something along the lines of, yeah, I hear what Taraji is saying, but I don't have those problems. And I'm sure that what she was saying is a protection and defense for her own career. That I don't want no smoke. I don't want no problems. I just want to keep collecting my checks. I want to get a job here and there when I can. However, if you don't stand for something, you'll lay down for anything. When you have the likes of a Taraji P. Henson, who is expressing this level of concern and complaint, it catalyzes a greater movement that affects more than just the people in Hollywood, more than just the people in production. What she's speaking to is an issue that we experience in every industry. And I think that sometimes we're overwhelmed by the need to defend and protect self. So we will defend self in a way that we separate self from the greater good of the group. And then I believe it was at the Golden Globes where they have this quick roundtable discussion where you have Gayle King, who is Oprah's girlfriend, leading this discussion between Oprah, Danielle Brooks, and Fantasia. Now, Taraji ain't nowhere to be found, but here they are discussing Taraji's complaint. Taraji let it be known that she was not pleased with the fact that these people did not provide us transportation. They told us at best they could give us a rental car, and I should drive my celebrity ass to work my damn self in the middle of Atlanta that I ain't from, and they be robbing people in left and right. Now, Fantasia comments on the matter, and she's trying to be this neutral party that's trying to say that there is no issue between Oprah and Taraji, and she hates that this is being blown out of proportion. And she says, you know, I don't mind rental cars. I'm a Southern woman. I like to drive myself. Well, I'm a Southern woman too, but I want my just due. Give me what I've earned. If you wouldn't tell any other seasoned actress in Hollywood to get in a rental car and drive them damn selves to work if they were a non-black woman, then don't bring that bullshit to me. If this was a production where there was an Anne Hathaway or a Reese Witherspoon or a Meryl Streep, would y'all be telling them to get their ass in a rental car and drive themselves to work? That's Taraji's point. Now, I'm not knocking Fantasia. I'm not judging Fantasia. I am a huge fan of Fantasia. I absolutely love her. And I get what she was trying to do. I get that what she was trying to say is, I don't like that the media is playing up that there's an issue between Taraji and Oprah when really it ain't the media. Taraji kind of let it be known that there was an issue. And I mean, then she put out that damage control statement that I ain't got no problems with that lady, but I got problems with that lady. Now on to Katt damn Williams. Katt woke up in the new year and said, I got something for all y'all asses. I don't know what the hell he went down there for, but he dragged every goddamn body. And a lot of what stood out to me was the spiritual conversation that he was having. Because Katt said a lot of shit. Now, Katt dragged Ricky Smiley first and foremost. He down to the radio stuttering, trying to explain himself and crying on the internet. Cedric the Entertainer on the internet trying to give all kind of explanations about, I've had people steal my jokes as well. Ludacris just came out of the Fast and Furious rapping out of no damn where. When the last time you had an album? This got a freestyle trying to tell Katt to kiss his ass. He done defended everything but his wife, because Katt down there calling everybody wife ugly. Katt said all these motherfuckers lying and they full of shit. Now let me tell you something. Katt Williams is the kind of person that you got to outlive if you want to lie on him. You can't be lying on that motherfucker knowing he alive and well with zero fucks to give. You can't do that. Now, Shannon Sharpe tried to start this conversation with affirmations and accolades. You know, he went down the list of all of Katt's accomplishments, all the great things about Katt, and Katt let him know just why the hell he's here. He said, you know, I really enjoy your platform. You have created a safe space for the truth, but I've been watching and I see you let these lowbrow comedians come disrespect you to your face, telling you all these damn lies. Shannon said, so are you here to set the record straight? That's all Katt needed. He took the hell off for damn near 3 hours. Now, I don't know what beyond lying on him Ricky Smiley done did, but he got his foot knee deep in Ricky Smiley's ass. Do you hear me? He went in on Ricky Smiley first. He called him all kind of dress wearing, no acting as liars. He called Cedric the Entertainer a 20-year-old thief. Katt said he wrote a joke in 1998 that Cedric the Entertainer stole and was using on the Kings of Comedy in 2000. And he been waiting for 20 years to expose his ass. And I'll be damned if the internet ain't help him do it. TikTok done put the clip of Katt telling the joke on Comic View side by side with Cedric on Kings of Comedy. They also done gone and found a clip of a joke that Cedric the Entertainer was telling that apparently he got from designing women. I took designing women. Now, after TikTok found them receipts, I said, yeah, this is giving stolen merchandise. And just midway as he's dragging Cedric the Entertainer, yeah, let me tell you about your friend with his wig wearing ass. That man came down to the internet and told us that high top thing Steve Harvey used to wear is a damn man wig. I know Boosie somewhere losing his damn mind. What you mean? That's a damn lace front on. Steve Harvey was wearing a wig. Not only was Steve Harvey wearing a wig, he was wearing somebody else's whole damn life. He said Steve Harvey stole the idea for his TV show from Mark Curry, who did have Hanging with Mr. Cooper first. He stole whole stand-up sets from Mark Curry. He said he stole that homeless story from me. I know you lying. I've been believing that Steve was actually homeless and I was inspired by that shit, and it's a lie. He let it be known that on top of being a wig-wearing, sex-stealing mother, because Steve Harvey is a hater. He said he been hating on Bernie Mac for years. The reason there was never another Kings of Comedy is because after the first Kings of Comedy, Bernie Mac started getting movie offers. Steve Harvey around here telling everybody that Bernie Mac wanted to be a movie star, and he fucked up the whole thing. Katt said, but that's a damn lie. He said the reason there was not another Kings of Comedy is because after Bernie started getting the movie deals, Steve was backdooring him, going to directors and producers and offering to do the job for half the price and all kinds of, He said, now this I had heard a long time ago. He said the Kings of Comedy was originally supposed to be a Steve Harvey comedy tour. But what was happening is Bernie Mac would come do his set and don't nobody want to hear shit no more. He said Bernie was actually talented. That's why he could be a movie star. Steve wanted to be a movie star, but they didn't have no roles in Hollywood for no bad talking country bumpkin, Mr. Potato Head looking ass niggas. What did they do to you? It ain't been 10 minutes into this damn interview and Katt done dragged 3.5 people. I mean, Katt was getting shit off his chest like he thought they were going to cancel this interview in the middle of it. Now, Shannon just thought, Shannon going to ask this man after he done dragged damn near 4 people just that quick about, well, what is the state of your relationship with Ricky Smiley, Steve Harvey, and Cedric the Entertainer as we speak? Those relationships are clearly in the club. Shay Shredder Shannon. He said he don't mess with them. They ain't got no friendship. He said they a gang over there. As a matter of fact, ask yourself why Earthquake ain't in no movies. I said, well, where the hell Earthquake came from? He says, because Earthquake is illiterate. Wasn't a reading rainbow. Hell, why? So Shannon is trying to understand where all the smoke is coming from. Like, damn, you beefing with everybody? Katt said, well, it's just competition. You might look around and say, why can't these comedy guys just get along? But when you were playing football and you weren't getting along with the team that you were up against, was there something wrong with you? If you were Bronco and you don't get along with a Cowboy, is something wrong with you? Shannon said, but I don't dislike all the Cowboys. Damn, Katt. Who do you like? Well, Katt let us know that he liked plenty of damn people and they like him too. He said he has taken 46 different comedians on the road with him and he only takes people who are funnier than him. And speaking of taking comedians on the road with him, because he ended up dragging Kevin Hart somewhere down the line in the midst of the 1,000 damn people he dragged. He's taking Kevin Hart's ex-wife on the road with him next. Oh, he said he done put on 40 some odd comedians. They all funnier than him. And anybody that tells you different is a fat Faison liar. What the fuck? Shannon said, well, why the hell Faison just called us straight? Katt said, you know why? Because Faison told me it's nothing to get a Netflix special. Well, I have 12 of them. Guess how many he has? Well, I'm going to guess that he got as many specials as you got fucks to give. And Katt said that's exactly what he got. None. Katt goes on to say another damn thing. I ain't jealous of none of these entities. Pay attention to the verbiage. Pay attention to the word choice. He called them entities. He said, I ain't jealous of none of them. Ain't none of them got, nor have they ever had anything that I wanted. All they get when they sign up for their program is a light-skinned, weird-faced wives. This is 15 minutes into this 3-hour after-school special. Katt let it be known that his mission since he came into the industry has been to expose the people who are in the dark doing all kind of deviant dirt, and that's exactly what he's doing. He said he has spent 30 years collecting information. He said, so if you've been anywhere in a corner doing anything you ain't had no business doing with another damn man, somebody brought that information to me and I happily paid for it. Katt said, as a matter of fact, they tried to cancel him way back when he was saying shit about Michael Jackson and R. Kelly. He said they asked him, well, how you gonna say that kind of stuff about a black man as a black man? He said, well, that's because the fight ain't black and white. It's wrong and right. There's 2 sides of this thing that ain't got nothing to do with color, but everything to do with character. Now, he went from there to dragging Guy Torry, Tiffany Haddish, and Kevin Hart. He said Guy Torry done sold us some bullshit story about some awesome night that they all had at this comedy club where there was Steve Harvey and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish. He said that shit ain't never happened. He said Kevin Hart is an industry plant, that no one has memories of him coming up in the comedy club circuit and having sold out nights at a comedy club. He just showed up in LA with these set deals. Katt said now he don't want to seem petty for telling all this, but he also understands that in universal law, you cannot allow liars to just create narratives for themselves. The universe requires checks and balances, that you don't just get to make up a lie and call it the truth. Shannon said, are you not afraid of being blackballed again? These are some powerful people. Now, this leg of the conversation led to what I thought was one of the most important moments of this interview. It was one of the most impactful things that Katt said. Katt said, again, these people are not powerful. They have no power. Satan does not have the power to create anything, not even blessings for his people. He done gone from dragging the people to dragging the devil. This my kind of party. People like to say things like, well, Satan blesses his people too. Satan don't create nothing but bondage. He said Hollywood is essentially a cabal. They rock with who they rock with and they don't with who they don't. He said, but I'm not afraid of the competition, because while it might appear that they have all of the resources and they have everything available to them, when it comes down to it, when it's time to get on the line, we gonna see who really got it. That's my kind of shit. Now, Katt is talking about building a legacy and staying true to yourself and not being afraid of the competition. He just getting ready to drag the shortcut takers, and out of nowhere he remembered, yeah, they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein, but that motherfucker offered to suck my... Jesus, I know you busy right now. I know there's a lot going on in the world, but if you get a second, could you please grab the wheel? Katt said now the man offered him fellatio and he turned it down. But when he gets on set for the production, he see 3 other black men's there. And he wants to know, what did y'all tell the man? Because I told him no. So I want to know how y'all handled the indecent proposal. How did you get here? He said, and that's why when he walk in the room, heads go down, because he the king. He said he doesn't take shortcuts or funding. He is not controlled or manipulated in terms of what he can talk about, whereas these other guys are. He said they tell you themselves that they can't talk about whatever they want to talk about. He said, for example, Steve Harvey wig wearing came down here and told you he don't do stand-up no more because he can't say the stuff he want to say. But the truth is he don't do stand-up no more because he got ran out of comedy by the Katt Williams. When I got my ass on a stage in Detroit and told 10,000 people that was a damn wig he was wearing. Well, you've been finishing motherfuckers for a long time. Katt said Steve brought his ass down here lying on the living and the dead. He said now he came down here and told you some bush about they wanted to be movie stars and he had these TV shows, but he didn't have them TV shows back when I ran his ass off that stage. And as a matter of fact, he was backdooring Bernie, trying to get Bernie's part in the movie. Shannon will ask him, well, listen, have you ever been on tour with any of the people that you've mentioned? Because Shannon low-key think you might be hating a little bit. Katt said, hell no, because ain't none of them funny in real life. Well. He said Faison has never been on tour. Steve don't do stand-up no more. Cedric don't write. Ricky Smiley been playing the same old lady forever. He said, now me, I'm a real stand-up comedian going on my 19th 100 city tour. So I refuse to have a conversation with these lazy shortcut taking bums. I spent the majority of this interview stretched out on the damn floor because this shit is hilarious. And speaking of these lazy, untalented bums, he don't know why Cedric would bring his ass down here and tell you all kind of bullshit about, I never stole Katt joke. The timing don't even line up. He said he apologized to me for that shit a decade ago. And he could have never stood in my face and told me he didn't steal shit from me because I'd have busted his gut. God. Shannon done tried to take the liquor from Katt and all. Katt said, I ain't drunk. So they finally take a break from whooping everybody else to get into Katt's background. Can you please just tell us about your upbringing? Well, what we found out is he was born and raised in Ohio by Jehovah's Witness parents. He was a child prodigy that could read by 3, was speaking to groups of over 5,000 people by 5, and was accepted into college by 7. I don't know what the hell I've been doing with my life. Growing up, he always had this gift of knowing, where spiritually he just knew things but didn't understand why he knew things. He kind of knew I shouldn't know it, but I do know it, and I don't know why I know it. He was a voracious reader as a child, and speaking to large groups as a child is what planted the seed for where he finds himself today. He said essentially that his parents always encouraged and nurtured his intelligence and his studies until it came to their religious beliefs. And that's where he and his parents experienced discord. So Shannon is trying to get an understanding of what exactly were the differences between Katt and his parents. Katt starts telling some story about when all the coaches wanted him because of his athletic ability. What? Shannon said, Katt, don't do that. Just, Katt said he was the big guy on campus in elementary school. He said now after everybody hit their growth spurts, he ain't never been the big guy on campus again. But he was back then. He said that's why it don't bother him when people say that he's on drugs. He said he been this size all his life. I said, now we need seatbelts the way this car is all over the road. Because just what the fuck is you talking about? Now Shannon is trying to get the conversation back on the road. He's asking Katt, did they used to take the books away from you because we heard that that was a form of punishment because you used to read so much? Katt starts explaining how they would go on missions to Haiti and he was reading in multiple languages at that time and he was reading up to 3,000 books a year. Now Katt, I've been with you up till then. Now we on the bullshit. By my calculations, that would be 8 books per day every single day with no days off. Now, I mean, maybe if he reading Dr. Seuss books, yeah, that's possible. But you're not going to tell me you reading the Odyssey. Now, before I go too far calling Katt all kind of damn lies and order up a drag for my damn self, I'm going to say a lot of the shit that he said that sounded a little bit crazy, receipts have been produced to substantiate so. Well, he was reading 3,000 books a year. He could drive by 12, was accepted into a college with a full scholarship at 13, but he failed and lost eligibility because he was not enthused by the opportunity. He said, as a matter of fact, he had already read the whole Bible and he was convinced that he was going to live the life of Jesus. He was planning to leave home at 13, so that's what he did. He took his Rottweiler puppy and $2,500 that he had saved up doing yard work, and he went to the truck stop and decided he wanted to go somewhere where there's no snow. There was one truck driver going to Florida and one going to California. He asked them how long it was going to take, and him, his Rottweiler puppy, and his pocket full of money jumped in the back of the truck of the man going to Florida. The next thing he knew, he woke up in Miami, and it's been on ever since. Shannon asked him, what the hell made you do that? He said he decided to run away from home in real life after a confrontation with his father. He said they had a confrontation where one of them could have not made it out at the end, and that was a problem. And the basis of this fallout was that he had these religious parents who were trying to disfellowship him on the basis of him being sexually active. They told him that God told them that he was doing the do. And he told them, y'all a damn lie and you done lied on God. So I'm going to get from around here before he strike everything down. Now, Shannon is trying to get into the nooks and crannies of the story and really understand what the relationship was between Katt and his parents. And you can tell that Katt is trying to tell the story in a way where he does not deny or dishonor his truth, but he also doesn't want to dishonor his parents. So I'm telling you the story, I'm telling you what's happened, but I'm not going to drag my daddy. He said him running away to Miami is where his homeless story originated, which is a story that Steve Harvey ended up stealing. He said he was living in a park in Miami. He would go to the library by day, and at night, he would go down to the marina and steal car radios. And he was making up to $2,000 a day doing that. I don't know what in the radio Raheem is going on, but this too damn much. He said now, of course, while being homeless is no cakewalk, he said he does believe that his homeless experience saved his life because the one common thread, the one common denominator that he would find amongst all the people that he met that were homeless is that they were people that had their lives together until they encountered hard drugs. He said, so there were people who had stories of being teachers and parents and professionals, and now they in the park. He said that exposure not only created the aversion that he has to hard drugs, that's where he got his frame of reference for a lot of the characters that he plays, which is why he ain't gonna let these motherfuckers lie on him and steal his material left and right. So now we back to dragging them. Katt said, you know, people think that people are so different, but it's all of his travels and experience that has taught him that people really are not. He said you can go anywhere in the world and you will run into the same 5 or 6 different kinds of people. He said, and when he thinks about it, all of his enemies look the same around the eyes. People think he just dragging them, but he's speaking spiritually. He ain't just calling them ugly. When he says they all look the same around the eyes, they're all the same spirit. I know you see different people, you see different bodies, you see different vessels, but it's all the same spirit. That's why they all look the same by the eyes. Now, Shannon pressing through the interview, he gets around to asking Katt, have you ever been booed? Katt took a second and it looked like it took everything in him to say, yeah, I have. I have been booed once before. Now, somehow we got around from, yes, I've been booed, and I don't think comedians get booed enough, to him dragging Michael Blackson. Just what the hell? He said comedians not getting booed enough is how you end up with Michael Blacksons of the world, who is a real African doing a fake African accent. He said, I told a man, you can't be out here calling yourself the African king of comedy when there are real Africans in Africa doing real comedy. You gonna have to get your look together, stop wearing them dirty dashikis, go buy a school or something. I gave the man the best advice of his life. Now, this is what these guys do. They take my advice, they change up their whole persona, and now they mad at me. He said, now, generally, I'm too big to address the bullshit. But when it get to be a whole group of these motherfuckers and they get to be too big for their britches, I got to come down to Club Shay Shay and put some straightening on this shit. Shannon said, I was told that you won Cedric the Entertainer's Best Comedian in LA award. Did you win that award? Katt looking around and looking crazy. Shannon said, come on, man, that's not a rhetorical question. Katt said, no, it's not, but it's a question that probably should have been posed to Cedric the Entertainer when he was here. Katt said, all I do know is if I see him before you see him, the next time you see him, it's gonna be talking different, because that's what these comics understand. I don't play no games. I don't do nothing for clout. They know when I do some shit, I do some shit for real. So you can go do your interviews, you can get on the internet, you can talk your shit, but eventually the Lord is going to let me and you be in the same hallway, and you're going to have to face me, and it ain't going to be no music. And that's the smoke they don't want. He said, them motherfuckers avoid him like the plague. He said Kevin Hart done went 25 years without being in the same building as Katt Williams at the same time. He said, you want to know why that is? Shannon said, yes, I would like to know why that is. Katt said, because I'm really the product. Because I'm really that guy. You better talk your shit. He said it's because it's not what you think. I'm never under the influence of anything. I'm always in my right mind. I'm always a physical specimen. And when you see me, I am much bigger than you thought. I know y'all expect to see this man who is 5'5" and is small in stature, but spiritually I am a giant. I ain't who you want to play with. He said I have far less play in me than you would like, and I'm relentless, aka I'm a warrior and I will take you down. So they're laughing and talking. Shannon said, listen, I know we laugh and joke and we having a good conversation, but in all honesty, you won the award. Did it mean anything to you? Did it help you in any way? Katt said, how could Cedric the Entertainer give you an award worth anything? Everything him and Ricky Smiley were in got canceled for not being funny. Just what Katt said, Ricky told you himself that every movie he's ever been in, they cut him out of. They find a reason to cut his ass out the movie. Shannon couldn't even play that shit off. Shannon just busted out laughing. Katt said, see, that's why I'm funny, because I'm a happy person. I'm happy in real life. I laugh all day long. I can't imagine the misery of these bums. When I tell you this interview had me weak for days, oh my God. So Shannon is asking Katt how he developed the character Money Mike. Well, I thought the answer was obvious. The man told us during the upbringing segment that he got him a door-to-door job that was going all across the country. He caught him a ride to Oklahoma City, saw some ladies that had just lost their pimp, and decided he could be a teenage pimp extraordinaire and help them out. Well, this does give him the opportunity to prove just how much of a liar Ricky Smiley is, because he uses this opportunity to explain all of the acting techniques, all of the contributions that he made to the script and the wardrobe, and just how involved he was in the development of the character of Money Mike. He said these are tactics that any good actor that's not Steve, Cedric, or Ricky uses. Just damn. He said, what you gonna do? Be Faison in every movie? You just gonna keep taking your shirt off? Shannon said, damn, you can't let Big Worm live. Katt took a sip of his damn drink and said, you having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you. Yo! When I tell you Katt got these motherfuckers fighting for their lives on this damn internet. So they go on throughout the interview to discuss Katt's experience while he was filming Friday After Next, that he was homeless during that time, the conversations that he and Terry Crews had about having to seize the opportunity, and somehow Katt segued from the experience of filming Friday After Next to saying how for a period of about 5 years, every movie that Kevin Hart got was a movie that had been offered to Katt Williams, that he asked them to take some of the step and fetch it out of, that they said, all right, we'll get back to you. And they said, hell with you. They went on over to Kevin Hart, who would do it as is. Shannon got around to asking Katt about his position on Ice Cube and the rumors that Ice Cube does not pay his actors well. He said that's some bullshit and you don't need to talk to them motherfuckers who said that shit no more. Shannon asked Katt, do you think there should be another Friday movie? He said that's already in the works. Cube already reached out to me and asked me to write it. That's why these motherfuckers mad. He said we've also lost some great people in the meantime between the last Friday and whatever we might do next. He said John Witherspoon is basically a void you cannot fill. And Chris Tucker, the Chris Tucker we got now is the Epstein Island Chris Tucker. It ain't Chris from the... Oh, I'll be damned if the people on TikTok ain't gonna find that man's name on them damn flight logs. Well, after he done dragged every damn body, Shannon said, well, let's talk about somebody you do hold in high regard. Shit, you like somebody. Dave Chappelle. Let's talk about Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle walked away from $50 million. Katt said, no, see, you already got shit wrong. He said, that's not what happened. Dave Chappelle didn't walk away from $50 million. What had happened was, I believe he made around $500 million. They were supposed to give him $250 million according to his contract, but he made more money than they ever expected him to make, and they weren't going to cut him a check. So they said, rather than giving you the $250 we supposed to give you, we'll offer you this $50. And he said, hell no. So it wasn't that he turned down $50 million, he turned down being played with. Katt said, now, I done had to turn down $50 million. I turned down $50 million 4 different times to protect my integrity and my virgin asshole. Because Diddy be wanting to party, and you got to tell him no. Hollywood ain't never gonna recover from this shit. Shannon is in utter shock. Shannon is shocked and appalled, falling out on the couch, just pouring another drink. Just give me another damn drink. Katt said, yeah, Martin tried to put me in my first dress. I don't know what in the tam down with Tourette's is going on, but this, I mean, you can't blink good before he drag another motherfucker. He said he and Martin had a handshake agreement. He agreed to be in whatever Martin's next movie was on the strength of Martin. This is Martin Lawrence. I mean, he gets to the table reading. He's reading the script where they want him to put on this dress. He said, I told him, y'all don't want me. Y'all want Brandon T. Jackson. That's who y'all want. Go get Brandon T. Jackson. He said that's exactly what they did. They went and got Brandon T. Jackson and put his ass in a dress and put him in that dress in that movie. Now, let me tell you the part about that. Why I've been down to the damn TikTok and they done found a clip of an interview of Brandon T. Jackson where he's saying that when he got casted in Big Mama's House 2, Katt Williams used to be in the press telling him not to wear the dress. He said at the time, I thought he was trolling me because he was doing it in the press and in the public. So I thought he was just being a troll. He said, but now in hindsight, I know he was trying to warn me. He said all that putting on a dress to be in a movie, that ain't nothing but a starter pack for hell. Something else that we found out in this interview that was confirmed through TikTok is how much of a philanthropist Katt Williams is. Apparently, Katt is the real life Robin Hood. Katt is taking care of every damn body. He out here just passing out wads of money. They discussed in the interview that Katt Williams was the sole sponsor of Melba Moore's star on the Walk of Hollywood. Shannon asked him, well, why'd you do that? Do you have a personal relationship with her? He said, no, I don't have a personal relationship with her at all. But I feel like she deserved it. She earned that. She was successful against the odds in this industry, so she deserved her flowers. And it's not fair to say that because somebody can't afford their flowers, they just shouldn't get them. He said, don't work like that. He said, God ain't gonna let it go down like that. He'll send a dummy like him to take care of it before he let it go down like that. He said, hell, what else am I spending my money on? I'm buying drugs and strippers. Now, Shannon understood drugs because he done explained that. Shannon said, why not strippers? Katt said, because I'm going to be in there trying to save them. I'm going to be in there talking about how you ain't got to do this. If you out here still running your rescue mission, could you come get me from down in the valley? Because the girls is naked and I'm tired. Since this whole interview done happened, 1,000 people done popped up on every social media platform available to say what kind of story they got about Katt Williams coming through like blank man with a bag of money at the lowest point in their life. Apparently, somewhere in the 1,000 stories of people he done helped, there's a story of the Migos, and Shannon asked him about that. He said, did you financially help the Migos? Now, Katt gave a roundabout answer. He said, I don't think that there's a time that anybody could recall of the Migos being financially insecure between their own talents and the label. I think they would have everything that they need. Now, on the other hand, if they were in a position that they needed help and I could help them, absolutely I would do that, because that's just what I do. But I also don't give and tell. I'm not a pillow talker. I'm not the person to be out here telling everybody, oh, I did this and I did that and I helped so-and-so and I helped this one. As a matter of fact, he has a reputation for using the women that he employs to gift money to different comedians and entertainers after shows so that they get the support that they need without having to feel indebted to him. I love this man. I believe there's a scripture that says something along the lines of give in secret and God will reward you openly. I think a lot of people have gotten to a place where they're used to being praised for their giving, or they're used to publicizing their giving. Katt is also very generous in the way that he adopted, I believe he said 7 children that he raised as a single father. And when Shannon asked him, why would you add that much responsibility to your life when you're already this touring comedian? He said because basically his primary goal growing up was to be God's friend. He said he wanted to go to Hollywood and still be God's friend. He didn't want to have to sell his soul or compromise himself. He wanted to be able to be successful in what he wanted to do and also maintain a relationship with God. He said, and he's done just that. He's gotten to Hollywood. He has been very successful and he's gotten everything he ever wanted. He said he does not feel slighted or shorted in any way. He's not jealous of anyone. He's not bitter at all. He said, as a matter of fact, he's one of the richest men to ever live, in the way that he has the favor of God on his life and God grants him the desires of his heart. He said, I don't even look at other men's wives. I don't look at nothing I don't want because God has given me everything. I even pump fake like I wanted. Anything I don't have, it's not because I can't have it. It's just because I don't have it. And I'm telling you, this man ain't telling no word of lie. I tell people all the time, I don't ask God for much of nothing because he'll mess around and give it to you and you don't know that you don't need what you asking for. So I ask God to keep me in his will. God, whatever your will is for my life, give me that. I also tell people I don't envy anybody. There's nothing that I'm jealous of. I don't want nothing. Nobody else got. One, because you don't know how they got it and you don't know what it takes for them to keep it. And 2, you ain't got nothing I can't pray for. But that belief is anchored in having a relationship with God, which is essentially what Katt is saying. He said, if I make this statement to an atheist, if you don't believe that God exists in the first place, then I'm not saying anything. But if you do believe in God, if you know that God is real, then you know that I just said everything. Now, of course, him talking about adopting kids and being a single parent led Shannon to asking him about marriage. Are you open to marriage? Is it something you wanted? Are you considering it? And Katt said, well, it was something he considered more back when he was raising his kids. He said, but as he continued to raise his kids, as he kind of filled in the gap himself, it became less of a priority to have a marriage. Now, of course, after hearing about what kind of philanthropist and parent he is and how he's taken care of so many people, Shannon asked the man, how do you avoid toxic women? This motherfucker said, them the ones I like. I don't try to avoid them. This man said that's because toxic women are exciting, especially if you know how to control what their toxicity is feeding on. He said, once you figure out what is feeding their toxicity, you can cut it off and they're sure to run away. So you want to play with them and have a good time with the crazy mother as long as you can control the crazy. And then once you either tired, done had your fun, or you can't control the crazy, you going to go ahead and start manipulating the feed to the crazy to get them to run away. All right. So toward the end of the interview, Shannon is asking Katt about the different people he's worked with in the industry and who brings out the best in him. And Katt is explaining ain't nobody's job to bring out the best in me. If they give me the job, it's my job to bring out the best in the character that they've given me. He said, well, speaking of being the best and bringing out your best, what do you think about Taraji and her commentary on her recent press tour for The Color Purple and how she is crying and distraught about the pay disparity that she experiences as a very seasoned, very successful Black actress in Hollywood? Katt says it's a sad sin and a shame when you have the likes of Taraji P. Henson, who has her kind of resume and her kind of talent, that you don't have 3 black actresses that you could turn to give a role that she turns down, but she has to get on TV and she has to humble herself and break down to the public and say, they ain't paying me. It's a sad damn day, but don't you worry, because 50 Cent got it. 50 Cent is all over the damn internet. 50 Cent asked by me, I got a real life TV empire. Y'all want to play with her? Send her over here. I got the check. And apparently somebody thought he was just talking shit like he do. So he got his ass on the internet. So I ain't playing. I ain't playing with none of y'all asses. Ask them how much I made them people pay Mary J. Blige. If you think I won't make Taraji get a check, I'm going to show y'all something else. Katt said, but he ain't surprised by this because this is the same country that says the kids are our future, but then don't want to pay the damn teachers. We'd rather whoop the teachers' asses than actually face the fact that these children ain't going to be able to read. Katt said, but that's the time and season that we're in. It's time for the victims to speak up and be heard. He said, when people are speaking up and telling us what they're going through, we have to listen. The likes of Tyler Perry, we putting too much pressure on him. Tyler Perry ain't helped nobody for real. He ain't made nobody famous for real. Everybody who's been in any of his productions, they can walk through the mall without security. Why is you whooping everybody ass? I forgot he started the damn interview talking about how Ricky Smiley and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their lives. I guess you just wasn't satisfied with that ass whooping. Tearing their ass up. Now, of all the crazy shit Katt said, I'm going to tell you where he started to lose me a little bit. Where he started to lose me is when Shannon Sharpe was asking him about cancel culture, and he brought up Matt Rife and Jonathan Majors. And Katt is saying how, first of all, when the machine makes you, the machine can destroy you. And he's saying that Jonathan Majors is very clearly a production of the machine because they spent 2 years going around the world telling anybody who would listen that this was a good-looking black man. And he thinks that based on this man's features that he specified as a big nose and a small head and a big jaw are unattractive. He said if that is good looking, then all because it's good looking. Since when did y'all start liking black features? That looked like my daddy. When y'all started liking like my daddy? I said, now wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. Because as I look at Shannon Sharpe sitting across from him, that looked like a big nose and a kind of small head and a big jaw. But he fine as hell. I don't know what you talking about. I don't know where Katt came from with this, but black men's features have always been attractive. Now, maybe the problem is you don't like your daddy. And you don't like those who look like your daddy. And so maybe you're projecting how you feel about your daddy onto black men in general. But black men is something to, yeah. Now, right quick before the interview ends, Shannon asked Katt about Kanye. He said, I don't know what y'all want from the man. The man got a touch of crazy and he married a whore that don't even have good product because she couldn't even keep Pete Davidson. Lord, my God. He said, matter of fact, we ain't gonna play this game like we so concerned with Kanye because y'all was the ones telling him he was a genius because he could write some damn music lyrics. And when he came out here calling himself Jesus and starting a church, not a single solitary soul from the black church said nothing. But I guess they ain't said nothing to him because T.D. Jakes over there with Diddy. Well, this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us, God. They too busy collecting coins to collect conviction. They don't give a damn. Shannon trying to play dumb. I don't know why T.D. Jakes was trending. I mean, I saw he was trending, but I didn't know why. Was it a sermon? Hold on, let me go to my next question. Yeah, he wrapped this damn interview up after that. Yeah, we done jumped off the damn cliff now. Now, I don't know why, but for some reason, Shannon decided to wrap this interview up by asking Katt if he was related to Ludacris. Well, I guess the interview started with a bang. It's going to end with a bang too. Katt said no, he's not related to Ludacris. But what had happened was there was this crossroads where there was some Illuminati event that they were both invited to. They were both equal and they were having this opportunity offered, but only one could take it. Well, the first question I had was you open to the offer? He said the offer that was presented was that one of them would have to cut off all their hair. They would have to shave their sideburns, and they would make $200 million over a course of 20 movies. Now, one of those people was Ludacris and the other one was Katt Williams. He said, now, between Ludacris and Katt Williams, one of those people ended up with a light-skinned, ugly-faced wife. I said, now your ass is lying. Because the one thing Ludacris' wife is not is ugly. Now, Ludacris was also quite triggered by these comments, but he got on the internet and did a freestyle to defend his damn hair and his sideburns, and he said a mumbling word about this man calling his wife ugly. Shannon said, well, for $200 million, I might need to get me one of them light-skinned, ugly-faced wives. Katt said, yeah, that's what they all end up saying. He said, yeah, Kevin said he wasn't going to wear a dress, and he sure ended up wearing one. Shannon ended the interview with a Russian roulette of random questions. He is asking Katt what he thinks about politics and Mark Zuckerberg building a bunker underground, and if he ever smoked with Snoop. But Katt decided, well, while you on this random ride of questions, let's drag Steve one more time for the road. Shannon asked him something about, does he think there'll ever be another Kings of Comedy? Is he a king of comedy? He said he ain't doing that with them up. All of them except D.L. Hughley can kiss his ass. Y'all shit on Bernie and turn around and think you gonna come get me so y'all can shit on me next? You. He said the whole time Bernie was here, you were acting like you were funnier than him. And until you humble yourself, you will forever be kinged by the king. Katt said he trying to change the story now that Bernie is gone, but as long as Katt got breath in his body, the truth will be told. And they wrapped the interview up on that. When I tell you this interview needs to be a special in and of itself, this is the gift that keeps on giving. I don't know how many times I have watched this thing, and I'm going to watch it some more. I loved everything about it. I know people are complaining about Shannon Sharpe and he should have asked more questions, or he left meat on the bone and he should have gone deeper on this or that and the third. Listen, I really think that Shannon Sharpe is perfect for what he's doing and for this interview. There's something about Shannon Sharpe's style that makes it less of an interview, more of a conversation, more of an experience and an interaction. And I feel like that's why he gets the conversations and the commentary that he gets. Because it's not like it's some introspective interview where somebody's trying to look into your soul and get all this information about you. It's really just these two men shooting the shit. And personally, I loved everything about it. I think this is absolutely hilarious. I don't know if they're going to have a comedy special that can with it. But that's pretty much it and all. That's most of what I wanted to get off my chest. Now, I didn't go through all the points that I wanted to go through because, like I told y'all, this happened over a week ago and somebody had worked my damn nerve. And I had to work myself back up to coming down here to talk about it. But thank y'all for coming down here, listening to me, and letting me get this off my chest. I love y'all. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you've not already. And in the meantime, until next time, just like every time, I love you and I mean it. Bye.